Hello, good morning. My name is Corporal Christian Miller, and today I would like to go over interpersonal communications with you guys. First off, I would like to thank Sergeant Ryder and Sergeant Collins for appearing today for this speech. I want to go over interpersonal communication, what it is, and how to improve your communication skills. Interpersonal communication pops up all day, every day, throughout your everyday life. It could span from nautical signaling to just outright screaming. The soldier must communicate in a way that shows clarity and professionalism, especially in this environment. The individual must seek to grow in interpersonal communication by listening. Interpersonal communication is defined as a face-to-face interaction between two people in order to exchange information using verbal and nonverbal language. Interpersonal communications is a generic phrase used for everyday interactions with other people. People analyze body language, such as moving your hands, facial expressions, squinting the eyes, and a person's voice, depending on the pitch of your voice, decipher the meaning that is being brought across. Regardless of how you recall events throughout everyday life, subconsciously, people use interpersonal communication every time physical or verbal interactions happen. Interpersonal communication could be a simple head nod or gesture. This communication can go to the extent of a battle of wits conversation. The individual could be having a normal, genuine conversation with another individual who makes a weird or just the wrong facial expression, causing the other individual to dissect the entire conversation to see what went wrong and why they're acting the way they are. Interpersonal communication can be misconstrued or very obvious in nature, depending on the tone. The person could be screaming or quiet, which causes the others in the conversation to either listen or become annoyed. The people around will take note that the individual is very passionate about the topic of discussion, whether negative or positive. To keep information from a third party, a person may utilize tactical awareness and whisper. By whispering, a person is keeping a low volume so that the information is only getting to the intended party. It is clear that the individual wants the information to remain a secret and are whispering due to the surrounding situation. In order to improve upon interpersonal communication skills, one must use the 4 main steps of listening. Listening is one of the best ways to improve your interpersonal communication appropriately. Ways to improve effective listening abilities are relaxation, positive attitude, empathy, teamwork, assertiveness, and understanding stress. Relaxation requires a calm and confident, clear head in order to stay in touch with the conversation. A positive attitude is paramount because having an individual with a negative attitude is not pleasurable. Empathy is being more open-minded to the other's point of view. You're not biased towards one side or the other, you're open-minded towards it. Seeking to understand their point of view. Understanding stress in yourself and others is being able to understand influxes in tone and knowing when internal emotions are getting in the way of the conversation. Teamwork is the ability to adapt a group's differing personalities and varying interpersonal skills. Assertiveness is the ability to have confidence to share your views in a way that others can understand your views, while respecting the audience that is listening. Verbal and written communication are part of the 4 main categories and rely on nonverbal and verbal cues. This helps prevent miscommunication and stay on track with the conversation. Verbal is very straightforward with its definition. You're using words to interact with another individual. Writing, however, goes more in depth with 3 subcategories, which are analysis, computer and technical literacy, and professionalism. Analysis is being able to present strong evidence to define the concept being presented to the audience. Computer and technical literacy is used to present information or data via the computer systems. Professionalism is required in all areas and forms of interpersonal communication, but with written communication, correct formats must be used, and you shouldn't be making any grammatical errors throughout a written work, especially if it's being presented. Nonverbal is the final of the 4 main categories. This category uses gestures, eye contacts, and body language. In any interaction, body or visuals use up 55% of the conversation, whereas voice and sound are only 38%, and words or content only make up 7%. Nonverbal communication makes up 93% of all interpersonal communications. However, interpersonal communication applies to everyday life. This helps one develop social skills to be a part of society. Interacting with anybody takes interpersonal communication. Using the guidelines to increase effective listening, written communication, verbal and nonverbal communications will fast-track these skills and make it much easier to communicate more effectively. Communication is something people rely on and is a great topic to be more efficient. People must continually seek to broaden and enhance skills to successfully connect to the world that surrounds each and every person. That concludes the speech. I wanted to ask if anyone has any questions. There are no questions. Then that concludes this briefing. Thank you.